My name is Baldwin, and everything else is secret. We're on Front Street, which was called Jazz Alley, but it's actually Front Street, which is the shortest street in Milwaukee. It was called Jazz Alley because there were jazz musicians that played at the Elbow Room, which was on the south end of Front Street. There was the Tunnel Inn, which was on the north end. And that's where we're sitting right now. In fact, the corporation that we bought coming into Tunnel Inn was called Jazz Alley Inc. And we changed it to International Exports Limited, which is our plaque on the outside. The small area was really loud. It was exciting. I keep coming back to the term, that was the era, and that was the end thing to do. So it was again an era that was very familiar to everybody. But there was a lot of different groups that came in here over the years. It was fun. And then later on, about 2 years later, the bond was so popular, we decided to open the safe house. And that was in '66. I thought, I bet we got about 5 years now. Most clubs that open up, they're like skyrockets. They go off and boom, and then people will run over and another one, boom, and people run over there. And, they move around, but I spent 50 years of my life on Front Street. And that was never dreamed. 60s, as you always hear, those are pretty wild times.
The Tunnel Inn, oh my goodness. When I came back out of the military, I was drafted in '59. I came back in 1962 and Skip Wagner. I came in to see the group, and then they offered me the job, and so we were here for 18 months. And then, of course, I left for Las Vegas. But it was a wonderful time. I played with Skip's band, and the privilege to play with Dick Elliott when his piano player wasn't there, and he used guitar. I get your kicks, and then, of course, we went down the street to the Elbow Room. But it was a great time. It was a great jazz club. Everybody came. The place was 6 nights a week, and even during the week, people came. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. I brought a bunch of pictures along. The Osmond brothers were my students. I shouldn't say Donnie was my student. In 1971 or 2, I believe. Right here. This is with Elvis. I'm up in the back here. And Jerry Sheff and I used to be with the original Fifth Dimension. Eliza. This is when I was with Sammy Davis, Far East Tour. It was a wonderful time in my life, get to play for Sam. Do you remember Catwoman, the wonderful Eartha Kitt? This is with Thomas Mothers and I, and Dickie's here, and we were doing the dueling banjo thing, and he came back and did a little shtick with me.
Spent a lot of time on Front Street. Through the years, and a lot of changes, but initially when I first came on the scene, this was known as the Elbow Room over here.
I can feel the energy and the memories. How about you? Feel the vibes.
Feel the vibes.
Oh my goodness gracious, what memories.
Music that came out of here and played here. That is something.
All right.
Memories.
Jazz Alley here in Milwaukee too. Can't you